Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2, where IG is facing off against FTFC, and I gotta say, that may have been the quickest game of the G1 League, hell, of any tournament in recent memory. There have been quicker victories. Of course, we can all remember the minute 5 M5 fiasco of a game back in the World Tour, but that was close, and the difference of this game was FTFC didn't even give up early. Honestly, they held on longer than a lot of teams would, so give them credit for showing some gumption and at least taking their punches like men, but sometimes taking your punches like a man just isn't quite enough, and in game 1 it certainly wasn't. I like this adjustment, although I don't know if it will matter. But what they do is they ban out the Night Stalker and the Bounty Hunter. So they said, okay, IG, we give up. You can beat us with the Night Stalker. You don't need the Bounty Hunter to do it. But we're at least going to make you win a different way. So they ban those two heroes out. They pick up the Bat Rider first pick. And I also like this because I felt that was something FTFC really lacked in the last game, was counter initiation, was a hero that you don't want to tower dive, and Bat Rider certainly fits the bill. Now, it's not as though IG have to win using that one style. We've talked about it before. They're a team that can win in many ways. Oh, and before I forget, this is game number 2 of IG versus FTFC. We'll take a quick look at the standings. IG is currently 5-0, poised, if they win this game, to have 9 points in the group, and pretty much all but lock up first place at that stage. Would just need to take one game off of EG in their final series to confirm it. FTFC sit at 1-6. If they somehow drop this next game, they're the ones who won't be advancing. Sad to say, I think Fumoffu and his band of ragtag players, if you will, are loved by many of the fans. They certainly have a lot of personality, but it hasn't quite been enough to secure victories for them. So with all that being said, we will stay inside the game and look at what FTFC is picking up. More counter initiation, more heroes that you don't want to tower dive. The Tide Hunter, the Bat Rider, the Jakiro. So IG is going to have to find a new approach. And, well, they have the makings of one. They have telekinesis to set up a Sunstrike, to provide some burst damage. Looks like more of a sniping kind of squad. And, well, I'm hoping to see another sniper in a game where he actually has a chance to show what he can really do. It was fun to watch IG play him, but honestly, zhou was a footnote to the Ferrari show in that game, as well as the rest of the team. And IG going to pick up the Panda. The Brewmaster is their choice here. Curious to see how they lane this. Will they do some sort of... looks like an Invoker mid and then probably a Panda. It's hard to say. We have seen Panda in offensive tri-lanes. We have seen him in dual lanes mid, in the safe lane farming. So I guess it's pretty much up in the air. For FTFC, similar though. They haven't backed themselves into a corner with this draft. They have the offlaners and the Bat Rider, the Tide Hunter, 2 heroes who can go there. If they want to go aggressive, they have 3 heroes who are pretty good at it, especially Bat Rider and Jakiro. So we could see some sort of an aggressive duel or even tri-lane from them. Maybe with a jungler like the Enchantress or the Chen to complete it. That would really poke at what where IG's going to be weakest, which is until they get level 6 on the Panda, until the Invoker gets his items up. So if they want to go for an aggressive jungler, I think this is the game to do it, and I think that could work out reasonably well for them. Let's see if they will. For the moment, they're banning out the Sven, they're banning out the Leshrac, just these burst damage, big stun heroes, trying to minimize IG's ability to gank and keep on setting up kill after kill. By the way, if you've missed any of the games today, you can check them all out at youtube.com/ldDOTA. All the VODs will be there. I know some people don't know where to find them. If you go to my channel, there's a playlist at the very top. Some of the VODs are actually in Godz's channel, which is youtube.com/godzstudios. Generally, we split them 50-50. But unfortunately, he hasn't been around to cast, so they're all on my channel for the past week or so. But if you want to catch up on any of the games, that playlist will have everything, up to and including today's action once the games are complete. FTFC, they're going to pick up Queen of Pain this game. Guess that'll be kphoenix's hero. And it seems like we don't exactly know what Fumoffu is going to be playing just yet. I heard rumors that he would actually be playing support, and to tell you the truth, I could barely remember what hero he played last game. It just felt like watching IG play against anyone, and it wouldn't even matter who it was. But that's something to keep an eye on, is will Fumoffu be playing that support role? Will he be playing the one position as he's accustomed to for this team? And IG, very different kind of draft. They pick up the Keeper of the Light. Interesting choice. Is this... Are they going to throw this as their suicide laner? Are they running something aggressive? Keeper of the Light is a pretty strong aggressive hero. Sure, he's squishy, he doesn't have spells, but just the area control and the way you can zone your opponent's back with his blast, as well as fueling the spell spam for the other heroes in the duel or the tri-lane, makes him a legitimate pick. Or is there going to be a Phantom Lancer? That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking IG have their eyes on a Phantom Lancer, and they've used this hero before, and they've absolutely been, at least I believe they have. Not in this tournament, I want to say. Maybe they did. Maybe they used it against LGD earlier in the event. It's hard for me to remember. FTFC, Get the Undying as their last pick. Might have been a hero IG wanted to run as well. Certainly could have fit in to their... Hell, fits into any lineup nowadays. What is IG after with this last pick? Come on, guys. Pick something creative. Pick something different. Your fans out there want to see it. Maybe a Pudge. Maybe a Clockwork. You can tell I want to see skill shots, right? I want to see some skill shots. Really, the world is their oyster. At this point, I think you're safe to experiment. I don't think you have to go with something traditional. You've proven you can win with that. But what would non-traditional be for these guys? They don't really have anyone that goes late game, even against a Queen of Pain, and it's an Alchemist. Okay, all right, and it's a Zhou Alchemist. Oh, the kind of space this guy gets every game. Offensive tri-lane Alchemist with a Panda solo mid and an Invoker solo safe lane, or defensive tri-lane, or I guess they could run dual lanes with the Keeper of the Light Alchemist and the Rubik Panda, and then an Invoker solo. Alchemist Keeper of the Light, as far as the Suicide Lane combo goes, not too shabby, as long as you don't actually try to fight or approach the creep wave. I'm very interested to see exactly how they're going to lane this. Now, you expect Ferrari to go mid with the Invoker pick. And then it throws into question, what do they do with the rest of their lanes? Do they go for dual lanes? Does Chuan get a solo again? Is that something we'll see? That would be a double melee tri-lane. Probably not. Let's introduce the players. Let's find out what they're going to be doing for the lanes, as we are now into game number 2 of FTFC versus IG. Fumoffu handling the Queen of Pain. Not a kphoenix. Queen of Pain, interesting. He'll be playing the Tidehunter. But kphoenix going to be handling the Tidehunter. tduck on the Batrider. Might be a jungle Batrider. Is this an offensive tri-lane? It's looking like it. Kux on the Undying. Vodki on the Jakiro. And it looks like they might need a pause or something's going on. Either way, on the side of IG, we have Zhou playing the Alchemist, headed down to the Suicide Lane. Stout Shield already picked up Ferrari. Is it a solo Suicide Lane Alchemist? Is there something with the Ancients that he's trying to do? I wonder what he's up to. Well, we'll find out soon. Excited to get to learn from the Master. Ferrari as the Invoker, expecting that Batrider lane, has the Magic Wand already picked up. Probably a smart call. YYF on the Brewmaster, Faith on the Keeper of the Light. And FTFC want to go, but they weren't really in position, or were they? Gush to start this one off. They have the Decay. Ice Path's going to hit this. Might be our first blood. Clap, though, hits 3 heroes. And YYF is going to say no. Get away from my tower. kphoenix thrown back towards it. The Illuminated Blast brings them low. They might be able to get the first blood. Mid is not in position just yet. Ice Path is going to miss. YYF a little bit slower than this Tidehunter. Can he just clip him with the... Clap, not able to, down to 4 HP. Salve, kphoenix. Pop that salve. He's running mid. He thinks he's dead. He thinks he's being cut off. He's running to his doom. Oh, kphoenix. Oh, no. And the first blood that probably should have gone to FTFC was the way of IG. Understandable in a sense. You probably, with a dive that long, you would have expected Invoker to already be coming maybe through the jungle up this way, and clearly expected that +1 to be there. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't there. Could have just ran down the ramp and lived. Oh, they just can't catch a break today, guys. Not the start they were hoping for. And I guess IG really predicting the lanes kind of interestingly. They throw the Alchemist in the Suicide Lane. He doesn't have the Magic Wand. Maybe they thought it was going to be Queen of Pain here, because Batrider really can... he makes pretty much any melee hero unhappy. And Zhou is actually going to stun himself. No, what a long-range loft for him. Okay, so we have an idea of this bottom lane. Really should favor tduck to some extent. Any melee hero against Batrider not going to have the best of times. In theory, you would think. In the Suicide Lane, it's a Keeper of the Light Rubik And a Panda, but they're bringing Panda low. Similarly, Vodke's dropping low. 2 Hero Ice Pet, that's what they need. They also need Cucks to be 2. God, would they love to have the Zombies or the Soul Rip right now. They don't have either. And IG pick up another kill. Score now 2-0. And it's a very early time to be having a 2-0 score. So far, tduck not getting aggressive. This puts a lot of pressure on the solos. They really need Fumoffu to make something happen right now. They really need Batrider to make something happen. And zhou has opted for this stun. And it's going to start stunning himself. With the sticky napalm, I feel it's pretty easy. Oh, tduck's gonna go and gotta keep that sticky napalm flying. He gets 5 stacks up, but he's diving a long way. No boots for him, or that probably would have been a kill. You'll notice with IG, the movements are just so efficient. The moment that they sense they have an advantage in the lane, they do things like go to check the runes, maybe rotate in to gank that middle lane. Don't waste any time. Get an advantage in one area of the map, and then spread the wealth, share the wealth, spread that advantage to other lanes. So far, so good for them. Fumoffu has been doing an amazing job mid. He's 9-11 against Ferrari's Invoker. This is absolutely outrageous play by him. This also sort of speaks to the nerf that Invoker's gotten with the base damage. Now he's got more damage than Fumoffu, so Fumoffu should be slowed down, but 21 last hits total. Gotta credit Fumoffu, however this game turns out. He's actually winning this middle lane a little bit mid, but tanks the Sunstrike, then forced to blink away. Uses up a ton of regen. Now it's going to salve. Got to be careful not to drop that. Or to get that cancelled. And actually trading blows with Ferrari. Low ground to high ground. Cucks has the tombstone. I believe IG just trying to bait this one out. Lots of maneuvering around for position in this lane so far. Batrider used the Firefly again. How low did he get zhou? Not very low at all. And now zhou's going to get his own boots. Boots first, Batrider in this situation probably would have been an easy kill for tduck, but didn't really expect the matchup. Neither team did, to be totally honest, and I think they both were sort of thrown for a loop, but Cucks thrown back in, has the tombstone. Not a good hero to get aggressive on. Now the tombstone comes out, going to work on Chuan. The zombies to bring him low, or maybe it is a good time to get aggressive. Chuan's alive. They're farming zombies. Vodke, Ice Path cooling down, still level 1. If he was level 2, that fight goes a lot differently. Having the dual breath there, or to a lesser extent having the liquid fire, could have made a world of difference. Fumoffu tanking the tower, and the auto attacks from Ferrari up to 16 and 14. Are we really seeing Ferrari lose mid this badly? He's down by 7 creep last hits and 10 denies. That's 17 creeps behind total. Well, can Fumoffu convert it into kills? Can he convert it into help for the other lanes? Because so far, these other lanes, especially that top lane, need a bit of a bailout. And when you run that offensive tri-lane, it's not one hero who gets screwed. When we see that sort of suicide lane solo, thrown away, not expected to do a whole lot. In this situation, he's got to make something happen for his team. Maybe not now, but soon. Ferrari has the DD rune. Not going to go for the Sunstrike, but really turning this lane around a little bit. And now he's going to start getting some farm, catching up quite a bit. It's incredible that Invoker with Exhort can actually lose a lane this hard, especially in Ferrari's hands. It shows you just how important a seemingly minor stat like base damage is. And I know a lot of people look at a base damage change and think, ah, that's no big deal. It's not a big deal that Puck does 4 or 5 more damage. That can actually, or that Naga does a whopping 12 less. But that could be the difference between winning a fight or losing one and getting a first blood or not. Vodke instantly bursts down the tombstone. Not amounting to much, and it's actually died very quickly. They bring it down. That's 90 gold for them, and now kphoenix mono-leaked. Something you don't see a whole lot of is getting that mono-leak early on, but now kphoenix absolutely out of mana. Tower diving, not a good idea, I think. YYF, level 5. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Ferrari finds a solo kill with the Sunstrike on Fumoffu, but they decide to get aggressive top because the tombstone isn't there. Don't get the kills, but going okay, and the one lane where you really would expect IG to have a bit of a disadvantage is this Batrider versus Alchemist lane, but if you don't kill Alchemist by the time you hit 6, the lane isn't so easy anymore. He's got the magic wand, he's sitting on 500 gold, tduck wants to go, Alchemist is still in old form, it's probably wearing off soon. Remember, there's a Sunstrike to turn this around, no mana for the lasso, and that was just some wasted aggression. Significant lead for IG. Doesn't feel as brutal as the last game, but still pretty much winning or at least breaking even in every single lane. With the kill mid, Ferrari catching up a lot in CS, Just finding that double... I'm guessing the double damage rune is what brought fumoffu low, and then the Sunstrike to finish the kill. Finding that kill early, all of a sudden fumoffu was actually worth a lot less than Ferrari, whereas before, he was winning the lane probably by 300, 400 gold net worth. tduck has the Firefly up, could look to go, but a little bit worried about that Sunstrike, not wanting to tank the tower, and the Alchemist, and the creeps, and get stunned under the tower, is going to back off. Boy, he really needs mana. Just doesn't have enough mana right now to combo anything. At the same time, it feels like he has to rush a Blink Dagger. Twin-headed Dragon Illusion. Spotting the courier's movements, but not going to do enough damage to do anything but scratch it. Top lane again, it's the telekinesis. Always with the telekinesis. Look at the teamwork here into the Illuminate Blast. Now YWF brings him down. They have the Panda ult. Panda ult will be used. This should be 3 heroes dead. Can Kux find Chuan? Mana Leak to keep Kux from chasing farther. They'll deal with the Tidehunter last. Beautiful decision making. Beautiful micro by this Panda. Illuminate Blast cast and then immediately thrown out there. kphoenix might have died to that Sunstrike anyway, and it's a YYF Panda triple kill. Showing that he too plays a fantastic Panda. If you play a tri-lane against the Panda and you let him get 6 and you're not winning that tri-lane by a significant margin, the tri-lane is over. But they don't really have a plan B. Bottom lane, zhou and tduck trading hits. tduck going very aggressive right now. Again, no mana. Honestly, either should have gone back to base or should have sent some clarities, maybe bought a bottle. Because he's had some opportunities here. Instead, zhou just clicks on him, checks his mana, and knows there's nothing to worry about. I also am a little disappointed to see that fumoffu hasn't rotated out of this middle lane. In the early stages, even just having level 6 can maybe set up some kills, buy a smoke, do something to get your tri-lane a decent position in the game. Don't let them fall behind. Can you believe it? The score is 8-0. This game, I feel like it's crept up on us a little bit, but in some ways even worse than Game 1. And now a hasted Ferrari charging towards bottom. He's going to spot tduck. Cold Snap into the Sunstrike. That'll be the combo. Not going to actually find the Sunstrike at all, but not sure he needs it. Deafening Blast invoked. Early point into Wex allows Ferrari to secure that one. Only 1 point in Quas. May actually be going for that max exhort burst damage style invoker where you get the early Yule Scepter and just throw out Meteor, Sunstrike, and Deafening Blast after the Yules is about to wear off. Instantly assassinate any of these heroes. FTFC at this point in the game desperately need Ravage so they can contest these team fights, but Tidehunter not really close to it. Tombstone will be dropped. Bodki again, it's always the same order of operations for IG. You start with the telekinesis, you immediately throw out the Illuminate. Illuminate channel, it starts the channeling maybe a second or two before you go in, and then YWF claps, the burst damage is there, and the kills go out. It's amazing how they just keep on executing the gank exactly the same way every time, and yet FTFC can't do anything about it. zhou being dove, YWF finds a kill top, all 3 heroes onto Kux. Might be able to kill zhou, lassos, and now he's going to stun himself. tduck will get a solo kill, will be getting pretty close to his Blink Dagger, so that is something. Finally, a ray of light in the sea of darkness that FTFC have found themselves buried beneath, drowning within. Chuan has stolen the Tombstone. That is bad, and it's a Tombstone max first for Kux. This is between Tombstone and Panda ult. IG's team fight just got absolutely insane. And oh, by the way, YYF has a Blink Dagger, long range initiation, plenty of follow-up. I really admire the way the Chinese teams are playing the Keeper of the Light, and I feel a lot of the Western teams can learn from. We'll talk about it later, though, as YWF jumps in, pops that Panda ult, Cyclone on 1, then back to the Boulder Toss on the other, Sunstrike to finish off Kux. Now they turn their attention back. Again, look at the control, look at the coordination. It feels like one person or one machine is playing all the heroes simultaneously. They know exactly who they want to kill first. They know exactly when they're going to go back to the next hero. There's no hesitation, there's no miscommunications. But I really love the way that IG are using this Keeper of the Light, and what we saw from LGD when zhou 8 was playing him as well. They use this hero as a burst damage kind of dual or tri-lane nuker. They don't use him the way a lot of the Western teams do, where he's a suicide lane solo, where he's kind of an anti-push hero. They use him to win lanes with multiple heroes, and they're doing a beautiful job of it. It's sort of Keeper of the Light's traditional role, but not something we see much of it recently, as fumoffu barely escapes with his life there. That was some Matrix-esque play. Sure, he just blinked back, but dodging the Sunstrike, dodging the Deafening Blast. and so many other nukes to come his way. In the end, he will survive. We're at a point in this game where it's not as far out of reach, and FTFC, they are getting close to Ravage. But bear in mind, zhou, despite having the arduous task of playing solo against the Batrider, is level 8, has gone for this max Goblin's Greed, and actually taken 2 points on the stun. I'm curious if he's going to continue leveling up the stun. Something I would expect to see more in an aggressive kind of kill lane, and, well, less so in a 1v1 versus Batrider. Sunstrike, fumoffu will dodge it, turns around, and might even be able to kill YYF. Where's that ult? Just throw it now, fumoffu. He gets cold snap, unable to get it off just in the nick of time. Chuan manages to steal Scream of Pain, and the fight goes the other way. Batrider on the move, has the blink, pulls back in Faith. No sticky napalm stacks, though, not doing much damage. Just unable. You can just see the difference in the level of coordination these teams have. IG know exactly how they want to kill, in what order they want to do it, and FTFC kind of floundering about a bit. And understandable. Anybody's going to look... It's going to be tough to look good playing against IG, but... Well, they're making another team look kind of silly so far today. Ferrari with the Midas. Almost the CIS build, although he's gone for Tranquil Boots, which... Something we don't see a whole lot of on Invokers, but... Just goes to show you... Well, really how strong that item is. tduck thrown back in. Cold Snap, the burst damage, the instant kill. Where's the Ravage when they need it? fumoffu being absolutely massacred right now and mono-leaked. But unfortunately, the mono-leak is only level 1, so not going to take away too much of his mono. He's able to blink away. Now they have Ravage and kphoenix. Now they have that teleport scroll. The question is it too late? Let's do a quick HP check on IG. 1100 health on YYF, who's got the ult in 4 seconds. Scream of Pain still up on Chuan and the Sunstrike. Oh! fumoffu, not your day, my friend, not your day. YYF gotta bring down Vodki pretty quickly with that ult. Throws the... Again, look at the micro that he's exhibiting here. But can they actually kill Vodki? They do. This is a big dive. Monster kill for him. Has he dove too far? Dies while still in Earth form. Not really able to do anything. Faith drawn back onto the high ground. And the Tombstone gets dropped. They'll pick up 2 kills. But even when IG is diving the tier 3, diving the tier 4, it's only a 2 for 2. Can they make it something more? Can they make it something better? The meteor, not the best meteor from Ferrari. Sunstrike is the best, though. It's going to hit. fumoffu blinks in. It's going to whiff on the ult. Now Ferrari to TP away. Where's that counter initiation? Or rather, that TP canceling. And you got to remember, IG... I mean, if you want to call this 4 protect one, I guess it's morphed into it. It's more just 4 kill 5 while 1 farms. And zhou is now up to 2600 gold. What are we going to see from him? Is this a Radiance kind of game? It's still a reasonably fast Radiance. But I honestly feel like IG could just go for more aggressive mid-game items and try and end this quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
For the moment, he's continuing to farm. Massive gold, massive experience lead. Are there any items aside from that Blink Dagger and tduck which could help turn this around? Well, this is a good start. Gonna blink in, gonna go in zhou. 1 napalm stack, the Ice Path does connect. They needed that too. Now pushed back by the Flame Break. The ult flying high, flying strong, burning away on zhou. In comes Faith. Mech up already on Faith. Ravage on 2. Anchor Smash to follow. Zhou will drop. Faith trying to survive. Doing whatever he can. fumoffu jumps in, and IG are getting sloppy. They're giving up some kills. How many will it be, though? YYF, no ult, but he wants to go. It's go time for Faith. Needs to clap fumoffu. Will do so. Chuan does not steal the ult, but does still Scream Pain. Probably the better skill at level 1. Now the Sunstrike missing on fumoffu, but the auto attacks, those will not miss. Panda brought down. Excuse me, not Panda. That was the Batrider. Now on to Vodki, where the Ice Path catches 2, and then the end still remains. Was there a buyback? There was. Zhou bought back. He wants a piece of the action. Doesn't want to stand on the sidelines while his team collects these kills. And YYF up to 9-1-8. Ferrari 7-0-3. And it was not going for the max exhort. Did go back for the double Forge Spirits. Certainly a reasonable choice. Gives them something they're lacking, which is that pushing power. They have some good creep cleared ability, but this gives them something to tank in the front lines. This gives them something to sort of bring the towers down a bit quicker as well. Multiple damage sources. And always a great ability to pick up. And with this tower, IG should be in position to go into the Roshan pit as soon as this tower falls. 2800 gold up on zhou. It does appear that he's saving for that for that Sacred Relic. Ice Path will connect on Ferrari. And that's it. FTFC just don't want to jump in right now. They're so far behind in levels. Fumoffu as the solo mid is level 9. And look at IG. Aside from Batrider, they're just massively out-leveling. They wanted to push Chuan into Ferrari, or Fumoffu. I think they know he's waiting there. Tombstone gets dropped. As about as good a fight as you can get, except there's no Ravage. That makes it not the best fight, and YYF gets the ult off. What could have been a great engagement turns into a bit of a disaster. They throw Undying up in the air. The meteor will fly. Batrider skating away. Look at how far back Fumoffu was driven. And back to the main engagement where Faith is dropping low. Perfect fight for FTFC. God, if only they had a Ravage. My kingdom for a Ravage, they say. Fumoffu does manage to assassinate Rubik. No more scream pain for you, sir. Fumoffu exclaims he wants YYF, but forced to blink away. And look how damn slow he is between the clap and the drunken haze. Back in they go. kphoenix finds the panda. And now it's on to zhou. Zhou gonna dodge away from that ice path. Still, the damage being done. IG playing Navi style here, just killing you under your tower, and probably going to kill the tower next. kphoenix running for his life. Meanwhile, Brewmaster does pick off the Queen of Pain. tduck going bad mode here. No lasso, though. Trying to bring down Ferrari. Just wants this damn kill, and Ferrari, the Ravage, will snipe him. But at what cost? At what cost? I had to say it, guys. I had to say it. As he dies, too. How many heroes bought back there? Just Ferrari.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
IG just relentless, absolutely relentless with the aggression all game long. 4 staff up on Ferrari and 1,000 gold, and that's after the buyback. And oh, by the way, did I mention nobody's farming in this game? Alchemist has 60 creeps in almost 20 minutes and 18 minutes. Boy, I guess the Chinese have finished farming. I just get a little peeved every time I read some of the posts on some of the Western news websites, and you see people saying, oh, what a snooze fest Chinese Dota is. I know for a lot of you guys, you do know better, those who actually watch the games, but tell the people who don't that they're missing out on some absolutely insane action-packed performances, whether it's this one-sided, or whether it's more of a back-and-forth kind of game. And it's not just IG, we even saw DK, sort of the 4 Protect 1 purists at the International 2, playing very similar, picking on Undying, playing aggressively. All the Chinese teams are adapting, and the ones that are slow to do it, I'd say mainly Tongfu and LGD, are the ones who are performing the worst. kphoenix, will be a solo kill for Ferrari, not quite, but kphoenix fighting in that meteor burn damage, not going to be quite enough, he will drop. Now YYF comes in, a long journey for him, around the world, in a matter of seconds. He really wants this kill. And by this kill, I mean no kill. He's actually got a spotted courier. If he got one more auto attack off, would have blinked forward, but not quite enough damage to secure that. Fumoffu finds himself in an interesting location around the map. Perhaps not the ideal spot, but a little bit trapped. Vodki, look at the Illuminate Blast on the high ground. The sniper in this game is actually Faith, but Fumoffu with a beautiful turnaround, or not. The mech gets popped. Chuan is being brought down. Will die in the end to the burn damage. Faith next in line. IG really getting sloppy. This is sort of how FTFC has been. It's been their bread and butter all tournament. Is enemy teams overextending, enemy teams not taking them seriously, and then kind of, I wouldn't say throwing the game just yet, but making it a lot closer than it probably should be. IG, YYF wants to get out of here. Can they find him? Fumoffu blinks forward. YYF does have that TP out. They're trying to cut him off. They have a Ravage in 1 second. YYF continued to blink onwards and upwards, and he will escape in the end.
What happened to me?
But look at the dip in the gold graph. I mean, really, sure, it's still a stop for IG at this point, but what a turnaround that is. That is a big turnaround to have at this point in the game, and a lot of levels, a lot of gold that FTFC have no business claiming. YYF with an Invisword is in a great position, except he doesn't have the ult. They really want it. Ravage is going to hit on 3. Can Chuan steal it? No Ravage for you. Now the Ice Pet. FTFC, what a masterful fight so far. They need that panel. YYF with a brilliant clap, catching out almost everyone. Not quite enough, though. Batrider jumps forward. Illuminating Blast not doing enough. Was there another buyback off of this? No, only 2 heroes dead. Chuan never actually fell there. Thought he was going to, but managed to survive. Fumoffu's got the ult in 40 seconds, blinking forward onto Faith. Wants to find this kill. Zhou with the Radiance up, but still pretty squishy. 1,700 health and 6 armor. Never mind. A little bit tankier than I expected. Cucks Oh, trapped between the flames and the light, and he chooses the flames. Either way, you know it's gonna burn. Fumoffu, lurking on the sidelines, wants to find this kill on Chuan. No ult! No ult, and actually might pay for this with his life. Monoleague from the Keeper of the Light. Now Fumoffu still running, tanking the Monoleague. And Alchemist will stun himself. Fumoffu turns around, he's got the ult. He's got the ult in 3 seconds, but he doesn't have the mana. He will be forced back. Really great fights for FTFC. Although they're not absolutely steamrolling through them, they're choosing their spots reasonably well. And all of a sudden we find ourselves... Oh, sorry, I was calling the gold graph the experience graph. Got them mixed up there for a moment. Sure, the gold is still pretty grim, but the experience is a lot better for IG than it was previously. Or for FTFC than it was previously. Yikes. Now IG still playing aggressive, but a little bit more controlled. They've taken their foot off the accelerator just a touch. They're farming the enemy jungle. Would like to see those wards go down. And tduck on the prowl, on the move. Are we going to see Rupert get his hands on that? You know Chuan wants to be flying with that broomstick. Harry Potter style for him, if he can pull it off. tduck a long way from home. And can't run in because there's still a tier 1 there. I believe assumed it was down or used to that tower being down in 22 minutes. Now the flame break pushing them all back. Blake forward by YYF. Oh boy, normally this tower is gone, and normally at this point in the game at 23 minutes, it's okay to escape this way. Run up through the jungle, run up this way. Either way you can escape, but instead he's trapped and he's dead. That is the map control of IG. That's the benefit of this aggressive Dota, is you keep your towers up. There's very few places to escape except back towards your base for FTFC. Mechanism up on the Undying. Some small signs of life. But now an Aegis on Zhou. I was even wondering if they would maybe give it to the Rubik, because Chuan has a lot of spells at his disposal to be able to steal. And he's going for a Dagon. Not messing around. Chuan wants that burst damage. It's actually a pretty smart choice against FTFC. They have a team that if you don't kill them all quickly, they have lots of spammable nukes, they have lots of spammable AoE stuns, and they have Ravage, the ultimate turnaround spell. So I think this is a great choice. I actually don't think it's that much of a troll item in this game. A little bit silly, perhaps. I'm sure they'd love to have something like a pipe up instead. That would probably be better. But as far as games go to get a Dagon, it could be worse. It could be a worse opportunity. Boy, is IG feeling confident. They get the tier. Oh, Zhou pulled into the tower, but the Monoleague on the Batrider. No sticky napalm, no flame break for him. kphoenix has the ult, but Zhou in the front lines. The Fumoffu ult flies forth. Ravage on everyone except for Chuan. And Chuan, no, he actually stole the Tombstone. Thought he would try and grab the Ravage there. Doesn't matter though. Tombstone, a great ability to have. The zombies fighting each other. It's a zombie civil war of sorts, and the pandas as well, allied with zombies from the Dire. Evil pandas today. Zhou almost dies twice, but in the end he'll live. tduck again Monoleagued, and again ruined. This is almost worse than Glimpse. This is almost a better counter to Batrider than Glimpse. Queen of Pain thrown up in the air with the dying breaths of that wind panda. Now the Gush. IG have overextended. They've blown an Aegis. They've blown a lot of spells, and they're forced back. Low on HP, low on armor. Or mana, I should say. Actually, no, they're not that low on mana. They've got Keeper of the Light. But imagine if Chuan had stolen Ravage there. I think a little bit more useful in that engagement than the Tombstone. After throwing away the Aegis, not having the Panda ult, IG is content to push. Chuan actually bought back to keep the aggression going. They want to end the game now while the Ravage is down, before the other Tombstone comes back up. Perhaps tduck jumps in on YYF. You can't initiate on this guy. You really can't. Maybe you can actually. Force Staff away. Very late Force Staff, I have to say. Batrider brought down. Queen of Pain jumps in. Fumoffu dropping pretty damn low. Look at the burst damage he's brought down by Ferrari. Oi, 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 oi. Now Chuan pulling Kux back into the fight. Kux taking some damage. The burst. The stun. It's too much. It's too much. And oh my goodness. It's an absolute catastrophe. IG just mauling FTFC. It's a plug-and-play Aegis. It's a non-reusable, a one-time only Aegis. They don't even need the Aegis. They don't need the Panda ult to win these team fights. IG. It was a blip in the radar, but nothing more than that. They're going to come back. They force just a buyback from Fumoffu. They dominate all the lanes. They run the solo Suicide Lane Alchemist against a Bat Rider. They have an Invoker is getting completely out CS'd in Ferrari, and then he still gets a kill on his lane with a double damage room with a nicely placed Sunstrike. They weather the storm of an offensive tri-lane Undying Twin-Headed Dragon, one of the very strongest tri-lane combos in the game, and they emerge with 2 lanes of racks at 27 minutes. Unless FTFC have a miracle up their sleeves. Do they have the Ravage coming up? They do. They have a TP, Blink Ravage available, and it is a level 2 Ravage, so this might force IG on the defensive, but they have to kill YYF from full health or the fight will turn on its head in a moment. YYF jumps in, tduck is there. Where's that Ravage? You know it's coming. Ravage on everyone. Is it going to be enough though? Zhou's tanking. Zhou's doing some big work. Cucks to fall. What did the Rubik actually steal? He stole the Undying. There's 2 zombies in this fight. Oh, but it's a midget zombie. It's a cute little one. Meanwhile, back in the vase, Twin-Headed Dragon thrown up in the air. tduck not able to do a whole lot. And the midget zombie carries the day. The midget zombie, shorter than the pandas. Oh, he's adorable. Chuan, so cute, so cuddly. Although he is breathing disgusting, toxic poison out of his mouth. And now he emerges as the regular old shitty wizard that we've all come to know and love. Finally, the Dagon complete. After the buyback, and IG with the Ravage down in prime position to take a second lane of racks and to take this series 2-0. FTFC, boy, did they give it a hell of an effort. Gotta credit them for never giving up, never saying die, and for actually making it not necessarily an even game, but at least an interesting game for a couple of minutes there in the mid-game. IG, of course, helping out quite a bit in that respect, but just too much. IG just on another level. This is like comparing a BMW to a Ford Taurus. Sure, the Taurus might be reliable, it might get you where you need to go most of the time, but when push comes to shove and you're in a high-speed chase, well, whether it's a BMW, whether it's fill-in favorite sports car here for all the people who don't like BMW, favorite luxury vehicle, sometimes you need to get somewhere in a hurry and you need to do it in style, and that's when you bring in the big boys. That's when IG storms in. Oh, FTFC. I really root for these guys every game. I think they bring a lot of personality and interest to the scene, and also do a lot for the community with the interviews, just showing their personalities. Not afraid to come on even after some brutal beatdowns and some epic throws, so credit them for that. But credit IG for being an absolute monster of a team as well. This is gonna make the groups a little bit more predictable, and EG, I wouldn't necessarily say they're breathing a sigh of relief, but they get a bit of a bailout from IG, because if FTFC had somehow managed to win a game, which was a big if to begin with, then EG was in a position where they had to take a game off IG, and that's not easy to do, but tduck, the meteor to bring him down, the fountain diving, about to get started, underway, Chuan manages to steal Sonic Wave, and it's a level 2 Sonic Wave. Will it be enough, though? He throws it back the other way. Oh, nothing. Maybe when you get Fumoffu, it looks like he blinked away. kphoenix, Ravage coin down in 1 second's time, zhou to drop, Cucks tanking as best he can, Faith and the Panda, everybody kind of blocking each other. Gridlock inside of the FTFC, the Radiant base. Fumoffu jumping back in. Fumoffu with the 2 hero ice path. Maybe looks to go Ravage on Ferrari, and Ferrari alone. And then the 4-step away. He lives. Ferrari lives with 20 health. Fumoffu wants to go back in. Will he be able to do so? And now YYF still hoofing it out of there. Fumoffu still blinking in. Where's that mana leak? Where's that mana leak? This will be the death of Chuan or Fumoffu if he doesn't have the mana. YYF jumping in, clapping and slapping and doing everything he can to bring him down. Now kphoenix, Stephanie Blast into the meteor, cold snap as well. Ferrari just destroying kphoenix, who's got a suicide to these neutrals. Meanwhile, the rest of the team trying to do it. The push. Ferrari tanks the creeps, steals the creep aggro, so there will be no deny, and then scores the kill. And tduck and the rest of the squad can do nothing but wait at the fountain and try and stop this push mid, try and stop this push bottom. It's just sheer force of numbers now for IG. Blinking forward is the Bat Rider who catches out Invoker. That's Ferrari. He's got the Yule Scepter. Can he get it off in time? He will. Can he get away with the 4-step? Yes, 4 steps forward. And then Ghost walks Ferrari, the magician. The zap from Chuan to secure that save. And now the turnaround on Devonki. Cold snap. Brings him down as well. 5 heroes dead in the base. And at long last, the zombie apocalypse has been brought to rest. There's now safety and peace in the world, all thanks to Chuan, all thanks to the midget zombie and his band of merry Dota players. IG, kill off the tombstone, the GGs fly out from FTFC. And they said coming into this game they expected it to be a learning experience. They didn't expect to win. Anybody who said they did would just be downright arrogant with the way IG is playing. But that doesn't stop them from learning and making this interesting at times. Quap to throw the ult out onto Faith. This will sort of seal their fate in Group A. We now know which 4 teams are advancing, and SQL will not be one of those teams. Only able to take the 1 game off of VG. Haven't been practicing as much as they would like, and just seem sort of a leg below the competition. In their defense, it is absolutely pristine competition, and I gotta say, for me, there is zero shame in losing to IG. I don't think anyone in the world can expect to beat them right now the way they're playing. That's going to wrap it up for Game 2, guys. It was back and forth. It was crazy. It was bloody. But in the end, Left 4 Dead 3 is what we have to look forward to because the zombie invasion has been halted. Game number 2 goes the way of IG. Invictus Gaming now firmly atop this group, sitting 6-0 with 9 points in the group. And only have the final concluding match against EG to look forward to. They've already... I believe they've already locked up... In fact, they've already locked up first place, because even if LGD wins their next best out of 2 with a clean 2-0 sweep, IG is the tiebreaker. They have the head-to-head matchup, so it's IG first place in this group. They'll be one of the top 2 seeds heading in to the online playoffs. In fact, they'll be the top seed, because unless they drop a game in their next series. And so IG looking very strong. LGD sitting at 4-2. It's really, I think the team they have to play next is MUFC. I think that's the one team they haven't played. And LGD versus MUFC, that's going to decide who's second place, which has repercussions in this group for the playoffs. If you finish first or second in the group, you have an easier time in the playoff bracket. You start off in what I guess you could call sort of the winner's bracket, although I don't think they technically call it that. And it makes it a bit of an easier road. So that's what we have to look forward to. For today, today's games are over, but if we look forward towards tomorrow, we do have some exciting matches coming up for you guys. Let me actually pull up the schedule. Just give me 1 second here. And I'm scrolling, and here we go. So, tomorrow we have LGD versus MUFC, scheduled to kick off at 15:30 SGT, followed up at 20 SGT by Tongfu versus Orange. And if we actually go back to the standings... That's an important match, only in the sense that Orange really need to win 2-0 to keep their chances of taking first place off of DK or tying with them alive. So important in that sense, although we would expect, of course, Orange to have a bit of an advantage in that matchup, especially the way they've been playing as of late, and especially with Tongfu looking like a team that's struggling to find their sea legs, find their footing so far in this event with the new roster, with Long DD coming in, and with Awoken Kabu leaving the team, and Veronica as well joining the team. So... that's what we have ahead tomorrow, 15:30 SGT, LGD versus MUFC. Thank you all again very much for tuning in. And Tongfu versus Orange at 20 SGT. I'm LD of dotacommentaries.com of Beyond the Summit. As always, all VODs will be available on my YouTube channel since godz has not been casting the past week. YouTube.com/ldDOTA. At the top of the list section of playlists, right below the featured video, there's a G1 League group stage matches playlist. That'll include links to all of the group stage matches. If you enjoy my casting, if you want to support me, facebook.com, twitter.com/ldDOTA. Also, again, I want to reiterate that there is now a Facebook and a Twitter account for the G1 League, and to show the sponsors some love, to show the organizers some support, twitter.com/G1 League, and then facebook.com/G1 Champions League. So, if you want to support the league, be sure to follow them. Twitter.com/G1 League, Facebook.com/G1 Champions League. It's also a great source of information for things like if matches are being rescheduled, postponed, any sort of roster changes, or any news about the tournament, not just for this season, but also for future events. That's going to wrap it up for today's broadcast. I'll see you about a post-game interview. Maybe we'll have Bruno on if he ever wakes up before 1 p.m., 2 p.m., so we can talk fantasy. Bruno, you slacker, I'm shaking my fist at raging you. But anyway, that wraps it up for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you tomorrow at 15:30 SGT when G1 League Day 9 action continues. Oh, and one last note. Orange versus N9, not officially rescheduled, but tentatively scheduled for 2 p.m. SGT or 14 SGT in military time before the DK versus Flash match. So not confirmed, but hopefully we'll kick off then. Stay tuned for future updates. For now, this is LD, signing off.